Aquí ya se debería estar escuchando. Igual prueben la cámara con las luces apagadas a ver si se ve mejor la pantalla. Se supone que aquí deberían estarme escuchando. ¿Me escuchan? Ahí se debería estar escuchando el audio. Ahí, ¿me escuchan? Uno, dos, tres. Probando. Debe escuchar el audio ya. Tengo este. Me estoy escuchando yo misma. Falta probar el otro micrófono. Pero pásame el otro micrófono también. Este ya funciona. Y el otro.
El otro también lo apagué para que no hubiera.
Ok.
Pero ya
Entonces voy a
queremos
dejar
saber
este.
si nos escuchaban. Pero sí, ya.
Listo. Intenta abrir de una vez dejar
Dale play.
abierto todas las de las chicas porque para que cambie solamente.
Sí, ya te doy el espacio.
Al menos de los dos siguientes.
Lo apagamos, pero sí no estamos escuchando.
O sea, si ella empieza a capturar la ventana, solo se va a ver el video.
Por eso,
No, porque es que cuando cambias, cuando ya vaya a cámara.
sí, pero la presentación no se va a ver con
No, porque si tú lo cambias, pues se va a ver no sé si está conectando y la chica.
y después
O
la
sea, normal,
presentación se
como
va a
se
ver
ve
en la
ahorita.
cámara.
Tienes que cambiar.
Te
Gracias.
recomiendo que hables con el micrófono cerca de tu boca para que se escuche.
¿Así? ¿O más?
No, como así está bien. Pues ahorita que empieces a hablar, vas midiendo.
Pasa unos audífonos y que nos diga si se está escuchando. Please take your seats once again. Is someone missing or are we? Okay. Let's start then with Diana Sofía Castro Delgado. Clap for her, please.
that be part of all the world. Next. Well, most of the research was written in English. Approximately the 80% of this, like the Petroleum and Science Technology Journal. What else? This is the importance because the resources provide that the 40% of engineers who were bilingual earns 40% more than others. And the most of the it helps us to develop and to for example, if an engineer describes the mock lagging
professional that works in Congress communications area since 5 years. Yep. In this interview, she point 4 points, four relevant points. That the first was that this like tool or this instrument helps and have benefits in fields like advertising, marketing, and sales in a company. Also have an advantage taking into account the algorithms, the digital algorithms that are mostly in English. Yep. And no. And also this tool enhances the probability to reach clients through social media or digital platforms. Okay. And finally, she said that English is a relevant and important strategic. Next. Okay. In this side, I answer the question that is English a vital tool? Yeah, it's a vital tool for this career. Taking into account three important points. That the first is better customer service, taking into account to reach clients of other countries, and also enhances the adaptability to several like situations. Other thing is increases professional competitiveness that is so important in this this career because of the demand. Next. Okay. Finally, I can say that this research and this research helps me a lot to understand what's the importance of English, and also what's the importance of this career, and what are the benefits in this career, and yeah, and also I understand the way that people that work in this field can reach a lot of like clients and opportunities to enrich their like their recognition in the labor market. So that is all, and thank you very much.
Good. Okay, thank you. Next one, we have Oriana Valeria. Oriana. Okay, please come here. What happened with the claps? Oriana. Intenta mantenerlo cerca a tu boca. Okay. Y que no te vayas mucho hacia la esquina, si vamos hacia acá.
I started learning a new way using Canada perspective theory and never imagining that one day I would be here. At the beginning, I didn't know a lot about English. create,
Va a tocar que
and this more
eh,
visible.
tú trabajes con un solo de
Artists,
estos
it sounds
micrófonos
like drawing more
para los
skills,
dos
but if you
y
think
el
about it,
otro lo
you
ponemos
would
para
realize
que,
that
porque es
fashion
que
design
estos
is a
videos
combination of
se
fields.
escuchan el audio que está capturando el micrófono y no el video como tal. Entonces, para poner este micrófono cerca del parlante,
Si
se
quieren,
toma el audio.
pues que lo cojan ellos,
On the
pues
other
igual
hand,
míos no es
you have
importante.
No,
that
está aquí con
feel
eso.
of
Ese te lo turnas tú con los presentadores para que tu voz también quede, quede a gusto.
something with fashion. And when you grow up in a house where your mom and grandmother support all your crazy ideas combined with the warmth of clothing and fashion, it's easy for you to develop a strong feeling of love for this career and whatever career. But this is the choice of my life, and I have no regrets about that. I can be me in whichever aspect. Why not in the job that I will have the rest of my life? But the point of this is show to you that you have all you need to be whatever you want and put your feelings in your dream job because you can make it possible. And that's enough for me. Let's get back on track. Fashion design and this project. Fashion design is a field that makes a mix of art, culture, identity, and of course, feelings. All that combination to create clothing or accessories. But that is not all. It is to blend aesthetic with functionality to express style, personality, and culture. Because of that, this is the biggest form of personal expression. So let's start.
Let's start with her presentation. Fashion design.
Okay. Hi everybody. I'm going to tell you about fashion design. Fashion design is much more than creativity and fabric. It is an international language that combines art, culture, and business. In this presentation, I will explain to you how English has become an essential tool for communication, education, and professional success in the fashion industry. But first of all, what is it coming about? No, the first one. Yep. Fashion design is the art of creating apparel and accessories, blending creativity with technical skills to produce wearable art that reflects style, trends, and cultural influences. Fashion has always been a mirror of society. It tells stories, challenges norms, and express who we are. But to tell that story to the world, we need a common language, and that language is English. Next, please. The essence of fashion. Fashion is a field that merges art, culture, and commerce. Many students choose this path because they have been passionate about style and self-expression since childhood. And studies show that, that students perceives, perceives that students perceives fashion as a way to transform their interests into a fulfilling career. However, fashion alone is not enough. They need the designers need understand trends, materials, and markets from all around the world. But to connect with those ideas, they need a global tool for communication, and that tool is English. Next. English is considered the global language of the fashion world because it dominates most of the international magazines, academic publications, and media. An investigation Nope. Stay in the, yeah. An investigation showed that English helps designers to understand technical terminology related to garment design and manufacturing, knowledge that makes the difference between local and international success. Next. Next. Okay. Think about Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Elle, or those magazines. Most of the world fashion communication happens in English. And going from interviews and articles from to online forums and digital campaigns. Next, please. English has a big impact also in events, international events like fashion weeks in cities like Milan, Paris, London, and New York. English in these events allows designers to communicate with journalists, photographers, models, and buyers from all around the world. And a designer who doesn't master English might find it difficult to express the inspiration behind a collection or negotiate with clients, and that could make the designer lose good opportunities. Take, for instance, emerging brands in Latin America that now showcase their collections in cities like New York or London. A good example is a Venezuelan designer, Carolina Herrera. She started designing in Venezuela, but now she had designed clothes for several first ladies of the United States, like Michelle Obama, Jackie Kennedy, Melania Trump, among others. Next. Fashion schools and opportunities. Many fashion schools, like Parsons Schools of Design in New York or the New York Fashion of Interior Design, are located in English-speaking countries. And these institutions demand a high level of English, often through exams like IELTS or TOEFL. English also grants access to scholarships, exchange students to network with professionals, attend workshops, and understand global business models to start creating a designer's life. Next. Now, fashion has gone beyond the catwalk. It lives in the virtual world. Platforms like TikTok, Pinterest, or Instagram has become virtual runways. And designers need English to advertise their collections, collaborate with influencers, and communicate with clients from all around the world. Next. Yep. According to Fashion United, according to Platform United, a platform that provides data, news, and insights about fashion industry, point that this world generates millions of jobs every year. And graduates can work for luxury brands, fast fashion companies, or even start their own brands. But they also can select careers like marketing, fashion journalism, photography, or virtual merchandising. But entrepreneurship has become one of the most dynamic areas in this career. Next. Entrepreneurship is when a person start their own brand and start selling online or in a shop. A good example of this is a friend of mine that is called Natalia Gomez, and she decided started their brand making pieces in crochet. This shows that bravery is not only a skill but a business strategy. If you have the bravery, you can do the same as she did. She began creating pieces for her friends or as a gift, and then she started selling it online. Now she has a business and it is really successful. And it is valued because today customers value more authenticity and eco-friendly products. And this opens opportunities for those designers who decide or who can connect emotionally with the audience. Next. Technical knowledge is important, but soft skills are what keep the world of fashion running smoothly. As IFA, the International Fashion Academy located in Paris, highlights, teamwork, problem solving, and good communication skills are vital to manage stress and maintain communication. In a single photo shoot, a designer can work with models, photographers, stylists, and makeup artists, and tension can arise. But having a good communication skills can ensure that vision remains constantly. Next. Customer service. Customer service is biggest the biggest step of this career. For those designers who make custom-made pieces and work by themselves, it's very important to have a good communication and a clearly understood of their client's emotions. For example, a bridal designer must understand the bride's feelings and dreams and expectations to achieve a good result. Next one. Resilience. Fashion design is one of the more competitive and unpredictable fields, but some designers like Alexander McQueen and Vera Wang show us that before achieving recognition, they have to face rejection. And that teaches us that the resilience is what we need to keep to be successful in this career. Next one. Next one. Okay, success. To conclude, I want to say that when we think about fashion, we shouldn't think in creativity and fabric. We should think in communication, colors, identity, and connection. And English is the door that connects the world of fashion with the world of opportunities. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's continue with David Santiago Zanahoria Rosas.
My name is Santiago. This video I want to talk about my professional profile. Start software development because I love when I have to create a software or
Está
something like
funcionando.
that. As you can see, I just create something.
Bien, gracias.
I create my professional profile using a programming language. I consider myself responsible of judging my motivation to enjoy learning and improving every day. My goal is to become a professional software developer who can innovative and efficient solutions for real world problems. During my studies, I've learned about programming languages such as Java, Python, and JavaScript, as well as database management and web development. I also focus on analyzing user needs, designing systems, and writing clean and functional code. I enjoy teamwork and solving challenges through logical thinking and creative. As you can see, there are my skills. I create this page using a programming language. Technical knowledge, a positive attitude is very important in software development. Working in teams requires patience, collaboration, and clear communication. A good attitude helps me solve problems with others and learn from my mistakes. In customer service, speaking English and being respectful help to build trust and satisfaction. English are very important on my professional profile. Most of the programming tools, documentation, and tutorials are written in English. So knowing the language allows me to learn faster and understand technical concepts better. It also gives me the opportunity to communicate with people from other countries and work on international projects in the future. Conclusion, English is not only a language, it is a professional tool that helps me grow as a software developer. It allows me to learn faster, work globally, and communicate better. Combined with a positive attitude and strong communication skills, it opens many opportunities in my future career.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain why English is an essential tool for programmers. That tool does not on the keyboard, does not on the code. It defines the success as a developer. Obviously, the tool is English. Next one. Why this topic? As a student, as a programmer, I realized that without English, you are programming blind. Because I live through the errors, English message, forum searches, and I realized that English is an essential tool for being a great developer. So now I'm going to explain with a little example why English is an essential tool. As you can see, when you misspell a word in Google, you see something like this, with a little message. Did you mean the correct word? So, well, next one. We programmers see that kind of mistakes like this. So, in this mistake said, empleados has not export member named empleados. Did you mean empleado? If I don't know English, how am I going to fix that mistake? Because the answer is next. Did you mean empleado? So to fix, I have to comment out again the word in a correct way. So I enter to the file, I delete the word, I comment out again, now empleado, and I can fix the mistake. If someone didn't understand what is comment out is a word that we use to describe the action to write or type a code. Programmers, they don't say, I'm writing a code, I'm typing a code. No, they say, I'm commenting out a code. I'm going to say a lot of technical words, but no. But if I don't know English, I can use another alternative that is with the little square, show fixes. But to be honest, it's not effective. When I click in that square, I'm going to find a lot of options to fix. There are, for example, create new file, delete the file, add key, create another package. There are a lot of options and are not effective. For that reason is the importance of knowing English. Okay, as you can see, there are a lot of apps, Python, Java, Visual Studio, I can say more, NetBeans, Postman, GitHub, but all of them are in two languages, English and Chinese. Obviously, I'm not going to learn Chinese, it's so difficult. Yes, it's impossible. But the manuals of all of them are in English. And I recommend if someone wants to create or learn about programming, read the manual. It's so easy to understand if you know English. There are a lot of videos, there are a lot of podcasts, but I recommend to be a better programmer, read the manual. Okay. As you can see, obviously you are asking, what is this? Well, programming language has a lot of concepts, structures, words of English. If you don't understand this, only remember how is the structure of a conditional. This is the first conditional, but in a programming language. And there are a lot of words. In the video, I use a lot of structure. I use this. I use the concept meanwhile. I use the concept add. There are a lot of words and structure in English in the programming language. Next one. English is a professional tool. Obviously, a professional needs that tool to be a great professional. We programmers need a lot of. If we want to have or find a great job, a great salary, we need to find a job in another country, especially in the United States. That is the top country of programmation. Google, Microsoft, all of them are in that country. Were created, and obviously the language of the United States is English. Next one. Reality in Colombia. The local software, Colombia software, is used to this kind of scams. A lot of messages like this. For example, last week, someone sent me this message. If I click in this link, I'm going to put my information on my cell phone in hands of a hacker. And obviously I don't want to be a story. So it's important to check this, especially your grandmother, grandfather check, because sometimes they are usual to click in that link. So now, being software programmer. Being software programmer is not just create a software, no, it's just comment it out a code. It's trying to find the real solution for real problems every single day. So I'm going to explain what a programmer has to know about customer service. Next one. Okay, now, active listening and needs analysis. When you are in a meeting to create a software, you need to be focused in the necessities and the thing that the customer needs. You can create a software for a company, for a person, and you need to be focused in the thing that they need. Because the main job of a programmer is find the solution of different problematics that there are with the people. And analysis like, okay, if you want software to compilate the information of your employees, okay, so I'm not going to use this one, and I'm going to create it. But I'm going to explain after this. So, this one. Okay, technical proposal and planning. In this part, the programmer wants to choose the app, programming language, and how you are gonna develop the software that you are going to create to the customer. It's important in this part, know and be focused in the necessities that I said. You need to try to create a best job to the customer. That is the objective of a programmer. So next one. Development and validation. In this part, only you need to create, comment it out, the code. If I use Java, I need to be focused in the thing that Java gives, like the backend, frontend, package, the keys, a lot of things that a programmer has to take account to create the software. And validation is like to run the software. In that moment when you finish the process of develop the software, you need to run and be focused if there are mistakes. And English is crucial in this part because all of mistakes that, as you can see in the example that I show, English shows you the answer after the mistake. Only you need to be focused in that. Knowing English is an essential tool to create whatever you want. So next one. Constant communication. When you create a software, you need to, I don't know, book meets with the customer to try to update how is the software, if there are any mistakes, if he wants another thing. If for example, a programmer is creating a software to compilate information of employees, and the company is saying, no, now I want another part of the software who give me the schedule. Every meeting is important to have a great job in the software that you create. Next one. Delivery and support. In this part, when you finish, you call the customer and say, hey, I have your software, check. And in this part is important, the support. Being programmer is support people who doesn't know anything about programming, who doesn't know anything about how to create a software. It's important, the support in this part. Obviously, in this part, you need to again book a meeting with the customer. If there are mistakes on it, what is the mistake I'm going to fix quickly? Because I know English and the solution of the mistake is in English. Next one. To conclude, basically, English is like an app, a programming language, even artificial intelligence. It's a tool that a programmer has to use, because English is to use, obviously. To create a software is so important. For that reason, English is not optional, it's essential. Thank you.
Amazing. This doesn't work. Okay. Let's continue. That was really good. Next is Heidi Valentina Alonso Villamil. One, two, three. Now it's back.
If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his hair. Nelson Mandela.
Hello everyone, I'm Heidi Alfonso, I'm from Group 1, and throughout this video I would like to address some key points which help me to clarify what I want to do in my professional life, and what are the requirements to achieve it. Being part of master tutor in English during that time showed me that none will be possible without English. English is what connects professional and organization around the world, but it doesn't work itself. A professional must merge speaking English with a positive attitude, which is essential to reflect our abilities to face challenge. The spirit of service must guide everything we do. That's how we can truly become global professionals who make a difference.
Being an internationalist, not a career but a responsibility.
Regarding my profession, I choose the one that will bridge through international cooperation, international relations. It means to be a citizen of the world who understands global issues. We expect to be analytical thinkers capable of understanding political, economic, and social contexts. But more than that, we must be ethical, open-minded, and adaptable. An internationalist must know how to negotiate, lead with respect, and connect people from different backgrounds to achieve common goals.
English, where a language becomes a lifestyle.
It is about believing that dialogue, diplomacy, and understanding are the true tools to build peace and progress. Now, I would like to address this topic in a deeper way, through a presentation that aims to show how English as a lifestyle can become a trigger for a successful professional career.
If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that
Okay, we can
goes
stop
to
it
his
now.
heart. Nelson Mandela.
Hello everyone, I'm Heidi Alfonso. I'm from Group 1.
Okay, thank you.
Before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered what truly defines a professional in today's global world? Or even better, as we are future bilingual professionals truly prepared to face the new globalized world? Well, let's discover it together. I will begin by addressing the three main aspects which makes a professional stand out. First of all, we have think globally. It means understanding that every action that we do make a difference. The second pillar is act ethically. It's about to make decisions based on empathy, respect, and responsibility, even when no one is watching. And to work collectively, it's about remind that successful is not an individual process, but a teamwork process. If we are able to merge these pillars, we will becoming a professional. We will have not only a stronger career, but also it will have the opportunity to change the world. A world where professionalism is guided by integrity and human values. Next one. Now, I would like to say that being a professional is more about a single quality, but it's about a balance. In analyzing this diagram, it can be seen that what I previously said. On one side, we have knowledge and soft skills, which help us to do our job with excellence by listening out. On the other side, we have empathy and responsibility. Due to a professionalist is the one who is able to lead and listen to others with empathy. And finally, because it doesn't work itself, we have customer service and positive attitude. It remains us that everything is possible when we make everything with kindness. That's why I will say that being a professional is not about what we know, but how we use it. Next one. As I mentioned earlier, soft and hard skills are important for a professionals. And this image shows how a balance must be required to achieve it. On one side, we have soft skills such as problem solving and teamwork, which help us to work collectively and efficiently with others. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have hard skills, such as foreign language and project management. It gives us the technical knowledge to improve and enhance. Next one, please. Now I want to focus on forgetting language as a hard skill, but to be more exactly in speaking English. Why? Because during that time in Master Tutor in English, I have learned that not will be possible without English. That's why I will say that English is the perfect trigger to achieve whatever you want. Why? Because English is the language of business, of communication, and cooperation. Next one, please. Once we have clear what I want to need to be a professional, it's time to choose a career. In my case, I choose the ones which build bridges through cooperation and between cultures. I choose international relations. But what means to be an internationalist? It's not only about knowledge about politics and economics, but also about how to manage people. That is when, next one please. That is when I found out three pillars which makes an internationalist successful. The first one is positive attitude. It is well known that we as a professionals will have a lot of problems for our career. And that is when positive attitude is the key. When we have the ability to become a problem into opportunity to change and improve. Now we have customer service. Me, as a person who has been working at customer service during 2 years, I can say that customer service is not about just serving people. It is about understand that behind each person you have the opportunity to meet, it is a life, there is a lot of problems, but more than that, there is a dream who needs to become true. Next one. And finally, and under my point of view, the most important for this career is networking. When we are talking about networking, we tend to think that it's about just meet people to exchange ideas, but it isn't. It is about create genuine relations which help us to encourage between us. Throughout this research, I want to take into account that the labor market and how it works in Colombia. That's why I base my research in a platform named LinkedIn, which have a lot of offers which specify what are the skills that you need to apply to that project. During that research, I realized that in this career, the most fields which have the most highest demand regarding professionals who has a degree in international relations is multinational project and consulting. Multinational project and management, it means to lead and coordinate some organizations. Meanwhile, consulting is about to give advices to solve problems. Next one, please. Now, it's important to highlight which are the differences between USA and Colombia for people who speak English. Throughout a survey which says that in Colombia, the rate of undeveloped unemployed is about 8.2%. Meanwhile, in USA, it is about 4%. What it doesn't mean that we, as Colombians, have a barrier between achieve the goals around the world. And what is the solution for that? Speaking English. Next one. And this graph is the perfect example of that. This graph is based on SDG number 10, which is about reducing inequalities. So, and in this graph, you can see the amount of investment which some countries and organizations do to that SDG. And it can be seen that US has the highest amount, which is around 66 USA millions, followed by United States, which has almost 17 USA millions. What is meant to be that when that if we want to be part of the solution, we have to speak in English. To be honest, when I began this course, I didn't have any idea about English, and I didn't have any idea about my career. But now that I have spent almost 2 years in that process, I realized that where there is a will, there is a will. And today, I could truly say that now I'm certainly about what I want to do with my professional life. And it is thanks to that process, and thanks to English, who is the perfect trigger to a better life. And now I want that you keep in mind this phrase. Understanding between nations can only grow if individuals learn to understand one another. Guys, if we are spending almost 2 years here, it's time to encourage ourselves, isn't it? Now, I will leave you with a question. Are we truly prepared to use our knowledge, our language, and our values to change the world? It's time to demonstrate what made us humans. Thank you.
Okay, that was amazing. Thank you. Uh, and now we have Maria Paula Montaño Guzmán. Voy a dejar cerca tu boca y para que te
And I have been studying master tutor English at Sudbury's College for almost 2 years now. My learning process with English began right after I graduated from high school. With the time, I realized that learning English was much more than just study a new language. It becoming a way to express myself, to connect with people from new places, and to see the world with another perspective. During this 2 years, um, I've grown not only in grammar and pronunciation, but also in confidence, communication, and understanding. I've learned to listen carefully, to express ideas clearly, and to organize emotions behind words. Through this process, I also discovered something very important about myself. I truly enjoy listening to others, to understanding their emotions, and helping them to solve problems in the best way possible. That's one of the main reasons why I decided to base my final project on psychology, more specifically in clinical psychology. Even though I'm not a psychologist yet, but I feel deeply interested in how mind works, how communication and empathy can help people improve their emotional well-being. Um, Psychology, to me, represents connection, the ability to understand what other feels and to support them with respect and compassion. This project also made me realize how important English is in this fight. English allows the future professionals like me to access international research and learn from global experts and communicate with people from different cultures. Personality, I believe that both psychology and English share the same purpose to connect people. Psychology helps us to understand others, while English give us the tools to communicate with them, no matter where they come from. In my project, I'll I'll explore the experience of psychology in the modern society, the role of empathy, and how English open new opportunities for professionals in these areas. I'm really excited share to share with you what I have learned during this process, and I hope you enjoy my presentation a lot.
Okay, that's your third presentation.
Next, please. Okay, I would like to start my presentation with two questions. Have you ever wondered why people act the way they do? Or why some people... ¿Qué pasó? Again, have you ever wondered why people act the way they do? Or why some people react calmly while others feel anxious or angry in the same situation? That's exactly what psychology tries to understand, the connection between mind, emotions, and behavior. Um, Okay, psychology is the science that studies how we think, feel, and act. It explores emotions, motivations, behaviors, and the mental process that guide our daily decisions. According to EPA, American Psychological Association, psychology seeks to improve people by promoting mental health, emotional stability, and social well-being. In simple words, psychology explores, no, psychology connects knowledge with empathy and science with human behavior. Next, please. Psychology is a broad field with many branches that focus on different areas of life. The most important or the most relevant are educational psychology, that studies how people learn and how emotions influence the learning process. Other is organizational psychology, focused on uh, motivations, leaderships, and teamwork inside companies. And social psychology explores how people thoughts and behaviors are influenced by others. But in my personal case, the branch that I choose is clinical psychology because it allows professionals to listen, guide, and help others heal through emotional understanding. Next, please. Next. Clinical psychology. Clinical psychology focuses on diagnosing, treating emotional confidence, and their emotional well-being. Next, please. Soft skills. Beyond theory, psychology needs soft skills or emotional abilities that make the therapy more effective. The more common ones are empathy, effective communication, active listening, and patient. Empathy empathy helps professionals to understanding their patients. Active listening allows them to recognize the emotions that aren't always expressed by words. And patient creates a safe space for healing. Wait. Without those, the as a for example, I want to give you other example. For example, a psychology who has active listening usually can make a patient feel respectable, valued, and those aspects can make the therapy more effective. For instance, when a patient feels misunderstood or even with those small gestures like maintain eye contact or showing genuine interest also can make the therapy more effective. Without those soft skills, psychology will lose its essence because psychology is about understanding others. Next, please. Customer service. In psychology, customer service means support and helping others. It's not about selling, it's about understanding and helping people. For example, working as a sector in clothes and shoes stores, has helped me develop some essential skills like clear communications, empathy and understanding, and so on. Next one, please. The role of English in psychology. English is essential in psychology because it allows to professionals. English is essential to psychologists because it gives to the professionals the opportunity to to read the most important books or research or the therapy because most of them are in English. For example, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, are two of the most popular therapies for treating anxious and mental disorders. English also allows professionals to read important manuals that are DSM-5 and ICD-11 that are also essentials for therapy in for therapy in for therapy in well, next one, please. No. Can you return, please? Pardon, I'm sorry. Well, when a psychologist doesn't understand well, can no. When a psychology understand their things, he can avoid translations mistakes and make more update. Next one. Okay. Well, to understand English in psychology, I analyze some employment websites such as CompuTrabajo, LinkedIn, and empleo.com. Well, those is about job opportunities in psychology specific. The 2% that is the color purple, the 2% represents the job offers that requires English, and the color blue is the 99% that the job offers that do not require English. And well, even though with that small percentage, even though with that small percentage, the opportunities are also biggest for people who speak English. Stay in the position, no. Stay into this little percentage means that I have opportunities for personal growth, for professionals, for professional growth, and for better job opportunities, and for internationals relations. Next one, please. Well, in conclusion, this is the labor market. Labor market, which when I analyze in specific the salaries, I recognize that non-bilingual psychologists can earn 1.9 millions to 2 millions, while a bilingual psychologist can earn 2.5 millions and 4.5 millions. Obviously, it's depending on the specialization and experience. Next one. Before finishing, I would like to leave you with a question. Is empathy the most important tool that we possess? Next one. Next one. No, next one. Next one. Well, to conclude my presentation, with this project, I know that psychology is more than a science. It's a way to show empathy with others. That is something that clinical psychology shows to me, because it allows all to connect with other people and to extend my communication. For that reason, the only thing that I can say is empathy, the knowledge, psychology. Thank you. Qué puta mierda fue eso. Ay.
Thank you. Okay, let's continue. María Alejandra Sotelo Rodríguez.
Good morning. My name is Maria Alejandra Sotelo Rodriguez. I am 19 years old. I was born in Zipaquirá on September 18 of 2006. Today, I'd like to share a bit about myself and why I've chosen to study foreign languages. Since I was a child, I've always been fascinated by languages and the way they connect people. My mother used to buy me a lot of English books, and that makes me learn a lot about this language. Of course, I was still practicing because I want to get a high level. Besides English, since I was 16, I started to study Portuguese by my own. I actually love learning this language and I would like to make a course for certificate me with a good level. Over time, I realized that learning languages is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about building bridges between cultures. I consider myself an emphatic and organized person with strong communication skills. I enjoy helping others, listening carefully, and expressing ideas clearly. That's why I'm especially drawn to the role of an executive assistant in international environments. It's a profession that combines language skills with coordination, cultural awareness, and human connection. By studying foreign languages, I want to strengthen my English and learn other languages like French or German. I'm also excited to explore areas like translation, intercultural communication, and international business. My goal is to work in multinational companies, embassies, or organizations where language is a key tool for collaboration and understanding. In short, I want to build a meaningful career that reflects who I am, someone who values clarity, empathy, and connection. I believe that studying foreign languages is the right path to growth both personally and professionally, and to make a positive impact in a globalized world. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, let's continue with her presentation.
Good morning. Today I want to invite you to learn a little bit about a career that allows you to travel without leaving home, work with people from all over the world, and access to global opportunities. A degree in foreign languages. Next. What is that? This is a degree, a university degree, that trains professionals capable of mastering several languages and applying them in many areas. Studying that is not just only know how to speak English or French. It is about understanding how languages work, how they are translated, how they are taught, and how they are used in real-world contexts, such as education, tourism, and business. Next. Next. What is studied in this degree? Next. Next. Of course, languages like English, French, German, Portuguese, and in some cases, even sign languages. Linguistics, how languages work, its structure, its sounds, and its evolution. Grammar and phonetics, basically how they sound and how words are correctly pronounced. Language teaching, it is interesting because they teach us how to teach effectively a language to children, teenagers, or adults. Culture and literature. It is important to know about the history and the literary of the country where those languages are spoken. Translation and interpreting, and personally, one of my favorites. Some people think that translation is the same than interpreting, but no. The first one is when you translate texts like books, documents, or things like that, Otherwise, interpreting is when you translate but what people are saying at real time. Applied technologies. They teach us how to apply effectively different digital tools to improve our method of learning and for being easier to understand. Next. How long does the degree last? In Colombia, the typical duration is 8 to 10 semesters. It is like 4 to 5 years, but there are some universities that offers shorter technical and technological programs with a duration of 2 to 3 years. Next. I based my research on executive assistants because it's what I want to do in the future. Who are executive assistants? Well, they are multilingual professionals who support, as its name says, executives and companies in important tasks such as organization, coordination, and of course, communication. Next. What exactly do? They organize meetings and schedules. They translate books and emails from one language to another. They accompany their bosses on international trips or video calls to attend them with communication, and they coordinate conferences, trips, or events. Next. Now, let's talk about something pretty important, job opportunities. Next. In this chart, we can see the employment sectors for multilingual executive assistants. I divided it in 3 different areas. The first one, international trade with 40% of the demand. It requires professionals to manage schedules and ensure effective communication between business partners who speak different languages. It has the higher percentage. Next one, multinational corporations with 30% of the demand. It is essential for coordinating global teams, and as the same as the last one, they ensure effective communication but between different subsidiaries. And finally, diplomacy. They are crucial in embassies and consulates. Next one. Now, have you ever thought about how many opportunities you have missed out on because you don't know another language? Now, let's talk about some advantages of mastering foreign languages in the professional field. Next. The first one, increases employability. Languages proficiency open a lot of doors to strategic roles in government or in general in civil service. Next. Effective international communication. It facilitates negotiation with international partners or clients, which is crucial for the global expansion of companies. Next. Access to globalized sectors. It allows access to careers in dynamic industries such as international trade, technology, and tourism, where global interaction is the norm. Next. A strategic tool. Intercultural communication is an exchange of ideas and emotions to achieve mutual understanding. In executive sphere, the communication becomes a strategic tool, especially for multilingual leaders. Next. Development of cultural sensitivity. Learning languages motivates, in general, every professionals to appreciate difference and promote inclusion. Leaders who manage these skills are manage diversity better, understanding different cultural interaction between people. Next. Complementary skills. Skills such as empathy, adaptability, and conflict resolution are enhanced by languages learned. Next. Benefits of learning multiple languages. Next. Next. Cognitive benefits. Improvements in memory, problem solving, and creativity. According to many studies, people who master more than one language activates certain areas of the brain that monolingual people don't have. Career opportunities, greater access to jobs in a globalized world and international sectors. Personal growth, broadening cultural perspectives and improving social skills. Next. Tengo otro link. I made an interview and I want you to watch it because it is so important and relevant for this topic.
Today I am with Laura Sotelo, who has 4 years of experience in business development. I'm going to do some questions, and the first one is, how do you handle cultural differences when communicating with clients or partners from different countries?
Well, I approach a cultural difference with openness and adaptability. And I make an effort to understand communication styles, values, and expectations.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their English for a career in business development?
Okay, immerse yourself in real business contexts, like read industry reports, watch interviews, and engage in professional conversations. Also, it's important to keep a focus on tone, clarity, and persuasive language.
Laura, how do you see the future of English in the business world? Do you think it will continue to be a fundamental skill for professionals?
Absolutely, English will remain a cornerstone of global business communication. Despite the rise of other languages, its roles as a lingua franca in international trade, diplomacy, and technology ensures its relevance and strategic value.
Okay. Today,
thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for that presentation. Now, the next person is Víctor Fernando Cárdenas León.
Empuja la boca para que se escuche mejor. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Victor Fernando Cárdenas León. Some of you know me as Mr. Victor or Mr. Fernando. I am 39 years old and I would like to share a bit about myself. I am a proud father to a wonderful daughter and happily married to an amazing woman. We spend most of our time enjoying activities like watching Desafío Siglo XXI. It's a TV series that my daughter absolutely loves. As a family, we also enjoy books, movies, and outdoor activities. And whether it's running, biking, or creating our challenge, inspired by Desafío Siglo XXI. Staying active is part of a lifestyle, and I personally enjoy playing tennis on weekends. In terms of my academic background, I completed high school in Duitán, a small town in Boyacá, and I earned a degree in industrial engineering in Bogotá. I later completed a specialization in project management, and I recently completed a Power BI course. I think that we need to stay learning every day. Regarding work, I may sound a bit technical. I have worked in both in the real sector and in the service sector, beginning with Paz del Rio and Ecopetrol, and then moved to Grupo Aval and Banco Bogotá. Throughout my career, I have performed different roles related with project, where communication, critical thinking, and holistic perspective are essential to delivering efficient and powerful results. About 6 months ago, I was on the point of either looking for a new job or improve my skills, especially English. And I made the decision to enhance my English. So, I would like to share what I hope to accomplish this new year related to my career.
Let's continue with the presentation.
Is there this? No, it's in PDF. Estaba en PDF, está ahí al lado, estaba ahí al lado. Ah, ya, ya. Ah, ya, estaba. Sí, como yo te entiendo. Ok, yes. Me dejaron la vara muy alta atrás. Me dejaron la vara muy alta atrás. Eso sí. Yes, it's okay. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good afternoon. I don't know. So one of you talk about a specific career. I'm going to address the role business analyst. So next, please. I start my analysis with two definitions, with two international institutes. But first, I'm going to share what has been common. That's in this part. Every H1 consolidated her body of knowledge in one book, and both of them have certified. The highest certified that you have the knowledge and you have at least 5 years of this role. I'm going to present the first institute. The name is International Institute of Business Analysts, and it focuses in two things: so what and why. And maybe the knowledge that you can find in this book, whatever person need to know, because in general they book talk about how to find the correct problems and how to solve with the correct solution. So in whatever career, in whatever world or whatever sector, do you need that? You need that. In second place, the other institute is Project Management Institute, like something of you know, name, call or say it. It's ability that you need to have to whatever thing that you need to do. You want to go to from the point A to the point B. Most of the time, the answer is a project. So here they are focused in resolve the how and when. Next, please. And what is the origin? Next. So here we can show two different words. I want that you think in maybe IPS service like Sura, Sanitas, or whatever IPS, or service bank like Neki, Bancolombia, Banco Bogotá. So if you are a customer, you are near to this world, that's a business world. So one of you maybe don't understand the technical word, you are in that side of the slide. But here I want to focus that all have different objectives, different focus. And when you put this word together, you can find some problems. Next, please. I'm going to share some, I would like to share some of that problems. The first is unclear needs. Maybe if you find the correct problem, maybe you don't find the correct solution. So this is the first problem. The second is communication gap. There are two words, there are two languages, there are two objectives. So it's common to find misunderstandings in the communication of these words. In the third place, uncontrolled scope and priorities. Business always think in added requirement in the backlog, whereas technical work think in develop every requirements once and on the time. And the last, for value delivery, this is related with the first. Maybe if you identify the correct problem, maybe you don't understand the correct solution. So for this problem for more, the business analyst brings the gap between those words. And if you notice, the business analyst needs a lot of technical tools and soft skills to support, to mediate, and to solve whatever problem related with that. Next, please. Okay, I added to the analysis 23 job offers, research, focused in English. I made in LinkedIn, Computrabajo en el Empleo. Next, please. Okay, thank you. Half of the job offer were in English. However, 74 of them require intermediate and advanced English. So here is obviously that English is a requirement to develop or to perform this role. Next, I want to emphasize in a specific variable that is the type of work that the company offers. That in the first column, you can see remote work, second hybrid work, and on-site with T, pardon. site work, and the most common is the first, remote work. And in green color, you can see that if you want remote work, you require advanced English or intermediate English too. Why this variable? Because if you have a remote work or hybrid work, you have a balanced lifestyle. So therefore, you have better quality of life. Next, please. Soft skill. I identified 3 top soft skills. Please, next. The first is effective communication. Very simple. First, you need to understand the message of the other, and then you need to convey your message. Use technique like non-violence communication or whatever other technique of communication. Problem solving, we are in a complex context. We need to know about agile framework. It's a framework that talk about some steps that you need to do, like explore, then measure, prioritize, make a decision, do it, explore and measure again, and then start the cycle again. It's a loop. So maybe some of you use this framework, but I invite you that you investigate a lot more about that. And customer focus, of course, we need to find the real voice of the customer and deal with that. The customer has the real information. Don't design front inside from behind of a desk. Next, please. I complete the analysis with the 13 survey to person that perform this role. And next, please. Half of them are in a multinational company, and half of them are in a national company. Next, please. And it's obviously the person that are the people that are in a multinational use English in your work environment, and only one person in a national company use English. Next, please. I focus it in the multinational. 100% of people use English at least 16% of the day. But we have something amazing here, that is more of the half of them say that don't have the English level requirement to the role. In the next slide, please. They prioritize, or they say that the principal skill that they need is speaking, followed by listening, and in the other place, writing and reading. So here, speaking and listening is the most important in the real life or in this role. Next, please. I asked him of their persons, their people, about what to do when you face a problem with when they don't understand the meaning or the message of the other person, and they say three words. As for repetition, is the most common. Paraphrase, and now use technology. They use technology like application that is showing the translation in live. And next, please. Yes, overall, I recommend the first definition. Not only does the first definition more accurate with the agile framework, but it's also have a more holistic perspective. So conclusion for me, I need to enhance my customer focus and time management. I understand that is very essential. And this role has a specific niche in technology industries. So it's a great opportunity here. And the last, that's why I am here with prophecy, advanced prophecy English. I have notable increased opportunities, not to mention a higher salary. That's it. Next, please. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have some important information. Due to the lack of time for today, we will only have one last person. We're missing Frank and Allison that will not have the time today. So Miss Jasmine will be talking with them to reschedule their presentation, okay? Iram Suk, it's your turn, so please come here.
Good morning, my name is Iranzo Reyes, I am 18 years old and I am a law student. First of all, I decided to study law because I have always loved defending ideas and participating in debates. Since I was young, I've been passionate about reading and understanding different points of view. Through books and discussions, I discovered how powerful words can be. They can inspire change, solve conflicts, and protect people's rights. That realization made me fall in love with law. Another reason I'm studying English is because I know how important it is in the legal world. Many international cases, contracts, and documents are written in English, and a small mistake in translation can completely change the meaning of the law. Learning English allows me to communicate with more people, understand global legal systems, and open new professional opportunities. It is a tool that will make me a better lawyer and a stronger communicator. I consider myself a person with strong soft skills. I communicate with clarity and respect. I listen actively, and always I try to understand others before giving my opinion. I'm also empathetic and patient, qualities that help me work well in teams and handle challenge calmly and responsibly. These soft skills, together with my passion for reading, debating, and defending, shape who I am as a future lawyer. I believe they will allow me to practice law not only with knowledge but also with humanity and integrity. I'm proud of the road I've chosen and excited for the person I'm becoming, someone who uses knowledge, empathy, and language to create fairness and understanding. To conclude, I chose law because I believe it gives us the power to make real change, not only through rules but through fairness and understanding. However, I also believe that in today's world, English is just as important for a lawyer. It's the language of international law, diplomacy, and global communication. Knowing English allows us to understand complex cases, avoid mistake in translation, and represent clients from all different cultures with confidence and respect. For me, learning English is not only about improving a skill, it's about opening doors to new opportunities and being part of a more connected and fair legal world. I hope you enjoy my presentation and thank you for listening.
Okay, let's continue with her presentation.
Good morning. Let me explain you the importance of English in law. Next. Next. What if the murder of your family or friend goes free because of an inaccurate translation? This is the case of John Paulus. John Paulus was an American citizen accused of murdering his girlfriend, Valentina Tres Palacios, in Colombia in 2023. During the trial, several translation mistakes occurred among the accused, his lawyers, and the court. Next. Sometimes Paulus didn't understand what was being said, and some legal terms were incorrectly translated. Let's see the next article. Once again, due to issues related to translation, the hearing to review the request for annulment in the case of John Paulus, charged with the murder of Valentina Tres Palacios, had to be postponed. Next. The translator requests additional time to complete the translation of previous hearings in which irregularities were allegedly identified so that the judge can decide on the future of the case. Next. The interviews shared the opinions of bilingual lawyers about the importance of English in law. Next. The question was, what do you think is the importance of English in law? We can infer that most participants agree that English is fundamental for it open access to international legislation, research, and communication with foreign clients. And also, they express that it's important to know about the language because when you are in a court and they say something that you don't understand can completely change the meaning of the law. And also, English is the universal language for law. Some documents, contracts, and legal terms are written in English. And English can help you to understand global jurisprudence, clients abroad, and international trials. Furthermore, English is essential because it helps to understand what was being said about a case and give you more opportunities in a globally way. Next. Now, what happens if a lawyer has all the academic knowledge and speaks English fluently but doesn't have the necessary soft skills? Let's see. Next. The question was, what soft skills do you think are most important
for a lawyer today. The following results were obtained from an interview made to evaluate the role of soft skills in law. The first one was communication, empathy, and critical thinking. Why is important to know to have critical thinking? Because when we are in a court and maybe the judge asks you for proof, but you don't have the necessary proof to defend your guilty, you maybe will have an argument that is necessary. For that reason, it's necessary to have critical thinking. The emotional intelligence is important because a criminal case can be unpredictable. For that reason, we must be flexible and emotionally strong. Leadership, negotiation, and time management is important because we have a lot of cases today. In one day, we can see 20 cases, different cases, and you have to manage your time without having under pressure. Next. Those are not only soft skills, they are essential for excellent customer service in law. Next. According to an interview conducted virtually throughout audio recordings with 20 participants, the results were: next. I found some case opinions about the customer service. The first one was customer service is the first impression clients get of a lawyer. It builds trust and confidence. When you are in a big trouble and you have to solve a problem with a lawyer, you need their empathy, not only their knowledge, because you have all the knowledge, but you are not giving security. A lawyer who listens and shows empathy will always be recommended. As I will say it, the empathy is the most important part to be a professional. It's not only know about a career, but the most important part will always be recommended. In a competitive world, we need to be recommended. Colombia moves around recommendations. Maybe when you talk with a person, you recommend that person is good because he listened to me, is kind with me, was so good with me, and that is essential for a professional. Soft skills help us see the client not only as a case, but as a person. We are not seeing only as a case, only a salary. Is a person that needs your help. Next. According to studies made, such as work page, social media, job applications, state that Colombia has diverse job opportunities. The salary is between 3 million pesos and 5 million pesos. And I realized when I researched these jobs that we have a lot of opportunities to have a remote job, and that is an advantage for your time management. Next. The graph shows the salary lawyer distribution in Colombia. The entry-level salary is 1,800,000 pesos. And also with two years in your career, you still having an incomes of 1,800,000 pesos. But when you are in a years in your career, you start to have incomes of 2,500,000 pesos. We can notice how it's important to have a second language. When you have another language without experience, you want this in senior, that is 5 years working. And with another language, you start to gain that. And also we have the highest and 8 million pesos. Next. Today we talk about the importance of English, soft skills, and customer service. And the essential tools that this job, that this career and this field give you. I want to tell you that law is not only about justice, about documents, about defense people. It's communication, it's global understanding, and it's empathy. Thank you.
Okay, so we have time for the last person for today. So last but not least, please welcome Frank.
Hi, I'm Frank, an sports science student. For me, this carries much more than academic path. It's a commitment to well-being, discipline, and human development. I always feel that sports have a transformative power. They don't just strengthen the body, they shape the mind, build community, and awaken values like empathy, responsibility, and teamwork. I chose sports science because I want to support physical and emotional growth, and because I believe science and knowledge applied to sport can make a real impact on people's lives. English is a key tool in my training. In sports science, most academy literature, training manuals, and international certification are in English. Learning this language allows me to access update research, understand technical terms like core stability or interval training, and communicate with professionals from other countries. English isn't just a requirement, it's a gateway to global knowledge and international collaboration. Master English really expands my professional opportunities. First, it allows me to apply for sports scholarships at international universities, where English is often required for high performance programs and quality academic training. Many institutions in countries like USA, Canada, the UK, or Australia offer full or partial scholarships to students who combine athletic talent with academic excellence. English is the key to unlocking those doors. English also opens the door to working with global sports brands like Nike, Adidas, Puma, or Under Armour. These companies see professionals who not only understand sports but can also lead projects, communicate across cultures, and represent the brand worldwide. There are also opportunities in international sport camps, where young athletes from around the world train together. In those environments, English is the common language among coaches, physiotherapists, sports psychologists, and trainers. Finally, English gives me autonomy. I can learn from original sources, attend conferences, earn certification for organizations like American College of Sports Medicine or the FIFA Training Center. I build a professional network without borders. In short, English doesn't just enhance my professional profile, it connects me to a world of real and shareable possibilities. I choose sports science because I want to transform life. I want to transform lives through a moment. And I chose to learn English because I want that transformation to across borders. Sports check bodies. English connects cultures. And I want to be the bridge between them. Thank you for joining me on this journey.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, let's continue with the last presentation for today. So, welcome.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before starting, please, everyone, stand up because you are sleeping. I need your attention. So, we need to stretch a little bit, boy. Stand up, stand up. Yeah. Yeah, try to stretch a little bit your core, your arms, your head. Santiago is sleeping. Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. Well, now I want to start my presentation. Throughout my presentation, I want to explain you why I chose this career and what is sports science and what is the relationship to English. So, next please. Well, the reason that I would choose this. People ask me, Frank, why are you studying English if you are going to study sports science? What is the relationship with that? And they don't know the real purpose behind that. It has brought me some opportunities. It has brought me some of the things that I always wanted. For example, all my life I dedicated to practice sports. Principal, soccer. As you can see, a little Frank, by the way. Next one, please. Well, it's time for talking about my profession, Bachelor in Sports Science. What is that? When people listen to that profession, just thinking, being coaching in school and working alone and working other coaching in school is so bored. But this is the real purpose. Bachelor in Sports Science, when I went to the university, it consists in studying for 4 years, where I want to see theory, practice, and study. How the human body adapts, moves, and performs. So, I want to explain you 6 subjects that it has, as a matter of fact. So, focus on this, please. The first subject is exercise psychology. Exercise psychology is how the human adapts to training and movement. Okay? The second one is biomechanics. Biomechanics is work. Biomechanics is practical the method for learning and theoretical knowledge. Okay? Tier 1 subject is psychology sports. Psychology sports basically is what is the best way for becoming a good coach when I go to the gym. I have a question for you. Have you ever go to the gym? Can you up your arm? Let me see. Who? Coach Alex. Coach Alex is a big man, no? And I think that when you start in the gym, you need to a person that explains you every exercise for securing your body, for doing well your job, for getting the muscles that you always wanted, something like that. So that is so important. The fourth subject is nutrition. Everyone wants to have a good body, has a muscles, but they're eating 3 times per week pizza, hamburgers, dogs, and they doesn't have the point. So nutrition is an important point for our life. And the last one subject is technological sporting. Okay, the data analysis and the social media showed us that important is doing exercise during our lives. For example, when we are growing up and we are old persons, that consequence is before if you did exercise when you are younger. Next one, please. Well, the importance of English in sports science. Can you imagine if I had the opportunity for working maybe in Manchester United clubs, I don't know speak English? I'm lost. English is similarly to communication. If you know English, you know how to communicate, how to explain for other person, how to learn you a knowledge that you always have a study. For example, my dream is working in a club team because I always wanted to be professional soccer player. But if I would like to explore my ideas, I would like to learn, I would like to say what I think and what is the purpose of everything, I need to speak English. I must speak English in whatever situation. Maybe also when I want to learn about theoretical knowledge, listen ceremonies, being part of international events, working with partners from other countries, I need to speak English. That is the password that I need for going at a good level, for going at the top of my profession. Next one, please. Well, career opportunities in sports science. As I mentioned before, people doesn't know how many options that I have studying this career. I could be personal trainer, physiotherapist, sport coach, sport psychologist. As far as I will know, after pandemic has brought us a crisis head. Everyone after pandemic wanted to become more fit. Yeah. But they doesn't know that no ways this career has a real impact. As you can see in Zipaquirá, there are more gyms, there are more bars, there are more like sport brands. Everyone wants to start a business with that. So I could involve, I could performance all my life with everything that I want. Sport managed therapy. So if you need something in the future, you can tell me. Next one, please. Job opportunities with English in sports science. Well, I got this graphic. It demonstrates statistics according the percentage of the options that I have for studying my profession. It's international sports scholarships, academic exchange program abroad, improving international sport clubs, World certification in internal rehabilitation, and bilingual physical education teaching. If you are wondering, my favorite is the first, international sports scholarships. Just imagine that I am playing professional soccer and studying my career at the same time. I got a 22% for doing that. And I would like to finish with this verse. Tomorrow's performance begins with your language today. My advice for you is start to do exercise. Is start to get that body that you always wanted. Why are you lighting? Cristiano Ronaldo is the best, okay? Okay.
So we will continue tomorrow for the ones that are watching the live stream. Please come back tomorrow, and you guys, please come back tomorrow too. And please, you can go. So have a nice day. Bye.